Hey everybody, welcome to Black Spring Live on your Wednesday. If you are just now tuning in, I'm happy to have you here as always. And today, I don't know, I guess it's a bit of a, I guess kind of a Groundhog's Day, I guess. I mean, even even with Congress still being, I guess, it's almost like they keep. It's like it's a teaser. It's a bit of a teaser. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Chrysler Imperial H. Glad you guys could come in. I'm just gonna say today's live stream is just generally about the rallying that's going on. You guys have any ideas you'd like to add? How you doing, Nikki? This is regarding the stimulus or lack thereof. I don't know. Just generally, what do you guys think about the chance of like an actual vote, or do you think it's gonna be a rally? I'm thinking it's gonna be more of a rally. just I mean, it's very sad to say, it's very sad to see what's happened. It's almost like, I mean, when you look at these bills, many there. I mean, it's the appropriations are, for one, I will say first and foremost, they're unconstitutional, and not to mention that the irresponsible spending that they do anyway. But the fact that they would hold this bill up just to keep adding things. Let's see. Nikki says, "I'm good working from home. Good for you. I mean, I know it's tough. I mean, I'm glad you're able to, to keep going. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Hope you're staying safe. Everybody's still washing their hands. I mean, I'm just not sure. I think it's up to maybe $6 trillion right about now. We're up to $6 trillion. And it just keeps, now we've got the postal office, a postal office bailout. Let's see. I think this is Pelosi's try and have it die right there in the house. Is that what you think? You think it's not gonna move at all? Let's see. Also, we had some other reports of maybe even a projected or an ideal maybe return to work next month is the other part of this stream. So whatever you guys want to contribute to this. Just shout out to everybody that's joining me on this stream. That would be Nikki, Chrysler Imperial H. We have Triple Darkness, the most hated. Let's see, how are you doing? Let's see. You're welcome. Yeah, so I'm just wondering what everybody's thoughts are on this particular bill. I mean, of course, I could go into a little bit of sharing on the stream, in which we could get into some of the pork, but I know that a lot of people have, some immediate needs, and especially the small businesses that are, some people have been in quarantine, I think, longer than others. I think there's even a variation on that everybody hasn't been, in this kind of quarantine for the same amount of time. And each state is handling it very differently. Yeah, so I'm going to add here. It's good. I'm good, Spring. Says, I think that's a good thing. Let's see. Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, I don't know what their strategy, I mean, other than, because I suspected that the Green New Deal was going to come up. The Green New Deal light is what I'm calling what they, pieces of it. Because when I think about all the candidates that were on stage, it's like each one of them were presenting a piece of. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, people. I really appreciate that. Triple Darkness, the most hated. That's an interesting name that you have there. Like one day, maybe you'll tell us about it, or maybe not. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I just think that it's kind of, you know, I don't know, the threat of civil unrest, or I mean, I think that some people are kind of coming unglued already. I don't know. Of course, I can't speak for everyone, but I do know that, certain agencies, institutions are already backed up, whether it be unemployment agencies or whether it's just getting through to a bank. Those volumes are up, the call volumes and whatnot. And let's see, I'm going to add this. This is no doubt you have a great platform. Wow. I'm building. I'm trying to build it. It's a kind of a bit of a work in progress here. Here, let's just go into a few things here just for a bit. Because I have not, I mean, I did pull out on my video yesterday, I did pull out the original 1404 page, but I'm not going to put anybody actually through that. I mean, it's just that, I think that it's only going to grow, or as Chrysler Imperial suggested, that maybe it'll just die. It'll die right there. It'll die in the Senate. I mean, die in the House. I just don't know. It's being politicized at this point. Yeah, very much so. Because I think, of course, here again, the vote has to come up, because they keep putting out, the media, of course, keeps putting out, oh, the Senate will pass, da 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 da. But then knowing that that the person that's obstructing the whole thing is going to be the one who's going to, oh, she has to look at it, and that this whole class warfare thing that they've done is and the amount of ignorance that people are still dealing with out there. I'm going to read this from Spirit of Liberty 1775. It angers me to know that all the government seems to care about is politics as usual. The American people are looking for hope, solutions, a return back to normal life. I just hope that thanks so much, Chrysler Imperial 8 shirt out in my community, in I'm community tab. Thanks so much. The people on Capitol Hill can look past their own wishes and finally get something done for the people. Well, that would be ideal. I just don't know. It's just, it's an election season, and it's worse. It's not been an easy 3 years, but it's definitely, to me, it's definitely not about the people at this point. It can't be. I don't know. I think if people don't see it for the way that it is, then they won't ever see it. And you got so many people that just kind of live in that whole victimhood thing. So what the left is actually doing is supplying them with, oh, well, the business people they're giving big breaks to corporations and da 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 da. So they kind of keep that part of the socialism, they keep that part alive, along with all the other victimhood components. Let's see, late to the party. Hi, Derek, but greetings to Black Spring with Autumn, watching you live from YouTube from Philadelphia. The alleged birthplace of freedom. I appreciate it. It's nice to have you. Nice to have everybody here on this day. Got some shout outs to Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams is a great channel, great source. I really respect and appreciate his message, and definitely his command in his channel. So you want to check that out for sure. Spirit of Liberty 1775. I hear exactly what you're saying. It's definitely politics, the lowest form of government. It's what they that's mostly what it's been about. But at the same time, it's, I think everybody's just trying to figure out what they can get out of this spending. Yeah, no matter who it hurts, Yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to pop on. I did not supply the link today, but I will put it on right now if anybody wants to hop on here. You're always welcome. Problem is just when I think that, that they've issued, let's see, we have something from Derek C. Williams. Hantavirus, a hemorrhagic virus, allegedly kills a man in China. Did a video on the most dangerous virus on Earth. It's not that one, but Hantavirus ain't nothing nice. Wow. Well, let me say this. I don't know. It seems like I read something last week about that there's actually some type of bird flu that's actually back in the air in China. I haven't heard that like break on any like the mainstream. I think it was more of maybe it was an article that I read. But it's almost like this is, are these viruses going to be the norm? But it's the virus, for every virus, we're going to lose something. We're losing. It's almost like they've even, like the Constitution, have you just suspended the thing? Are we suspending the Constitution during this crisis? As I said before, if you look at, the voting record of this Congress, they don't vote constitutionally. It's 34%, in which they uphold their oath regularly anyway. So it's just, this bill, the pork in the bill, is more about control. It's more about transparency into American people's lives. Let's see, I'm going to post some of these. If I get behind on any of these, just let me know. And I'm still building on yesterday's, building on the platform and even on the House rule. So today is still one of those without a whole lot of regulation, I guess. So, but get connected, I guess, to whomever you would like to in this stream. And I just want to look at something really quickly here. I'll bring you guys in here. Okay, so what I will do is basically my video yesterday talked about, it's funny how, Pelosi, she tips her hat every single time to the Pope. You're like, oh, well, the Pope offered this, or we have to be very prayerful. And has she tipped her hat one time to the American people, or even to the oath of office, the Constitution? Not one time. She always opens up with her address, and the Pope has already made his position on sovereignty in states, basically saying that the states can no longer provide, cannot handle the casualties or the human conditions, they can't, they're no longer sufficient, and that the states should surrender sovereignty. This was in his address last year. And when Nancy tips her hat to him, she's showing that she's got a global, she's just another globalist. And she's, to me, who knows, she has a global mandate as well. It's not the first time. Let's see. Derek C. Williams says, video later today on the new normal. Stunning and scary article that I will craft a video around. Very nice. I will be tuned into that. And if you guys can do the same, if you will check out Derek C. Williams in that video, I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Which, by the way, that was a very that was a staggering post that you did yesterday. That was well done. Yes, very much, Derek C. Williams. Actually, I'm probably going to watch that again because I think I probably missed something in there. That was a great. In fact, I actually shared for people on Black Spring. I actually shared that it's on the playlist. I think it starts with satire, or I can get the name for you. But I think I posted it. I'm pretty sure I did in the playlist. So if you hop on there, you'll be able to to grab that and take a look at it for yourself. And also make sure you get connected to Derek C. Williams, Nikki, Chrysler Imperial H, Spirit of Liberty, 1775, Triple Darkness, the Most Hated. Let's see, who else do we have? I think that kind of covers us for now. But yeah, so I'm just thinking that to me, it's going to be more and more of the same. It just, to me, I guess what I'm thinking is what's coming next, because if this bill does not, if they don't get this thing going, what's next? I mean, I don't know how many. And then also there's verbiage in there about the elections. People here in, let's see, I have something from Derek C. Williams. You know what FEMA region you live in, host? I don't. Do I know what FEMA region do I live in? FEMA will take hold of the country. Oh my gosh, that's, you know what that spells? See, I'm almost wondering that if Newsom is not using, because at one point before it's funny how all this stuff has kind of dominoed down, because I think less than a month ago, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he talked about what they were going to be doing with the homeless. And that even felt like a FEMA kind of, provision or your intervention. Because I do believe that he was saying that in this crisis, they are going to use the hotels to accommodate homeless. But then I think they were talking about the use of actual trailers, FEMA trailers to start to mitigate some of the homeless problems that we have here. I think we're probably somewhere around 109,000, give or take, on here in California. So, I mean, that's a lot. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Theology Forums. Hello, I'm KW. That's Killer Whale, ladies and gentlemen. It's Theology Forums, aka Killer Whale. How are you doing, Killer Whale? You guys should get connected with Killer Whale. Oh, I missed your comment there, Derek C. Williams. I hope I'm wrong, and thank you for sharing. Absolutely, without a doubt. And Spirit of Liberty 1775 says, I'm in 4. I guess I better find out what I'm in. Derek C. Williams says Pennsylvania FEMA Region 3. Well, let me see if I can figure that out really quickly. I don't know. When I think about FEMA, I go back to Hurricane Katrina. That's kind of the trigger for me. But I will find out. That's an interesting question. Let's see. I should have it here in just a second. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. There's 10 regions. All right. I'll have it in just a second. Never knew that. Okay. It's region 9. It's region 9. Region 9. Okay, so nice. Thank you for that, Spirit of Liberty. Region 9, yep. And Derek C. Williams says, I think I'll do a video on the FEMA regions. It's on the horizon. I hope I'm wrong. Shout out to Theology Forum from Derek C. Williams. Well, I think that's a great, that's a great, great topic and a great point of interest, because I don't know if, most people, I don't know if they know. I guess if you've been affected, some people have been affected by hurricanes or other disasters that they might know. But I will say I grew up not knowing. So I'm sure it's definitely relevant right now. But yeah, I don't really know. I'm just wondering, if they're going to take over. Hold on just a second. I have something coming in. Have you ever seen Endgame by AJ? Ladies and gentlemen, I did not say the word because I do think that the powers that be do not. I have tried. I will tell you guys, Now, and I will say this is my disclaimer before I mention these two personalities. I did post let me write this down. I did post a video not too long ago, or actually tried to share. There is an interview between, I think they did it in a part, and maybe they wanted to do it in a couple of parts, at least 2 to 3 parts, maybe more. But AJ and the minister LF, and that would be, I'm not, the Nation of Islam. There's an interview that I tried to stream it, and I think they blocked it. So I'm not sure if I were to do it here, if they would do it, if they would block me again, possibly. Because this is streaming also on the YouTube. It says, Derek C. Williams says, yes, one of the greatest documentary films ever made, Endgame. Well, I'll certainly look it up and see if I can't find it. Because, I mean, I think, AJ's been criticized for years for being a tin hat wearer. And of course and then of course, I think he got yanked on a couple of social media platforms, both AJ and the minister LF. Sorry, I'm having to speak to you guys in these in these letters, because I think, which I'm not monetized right now, and I'm not in review for monetization, but so I guess I'm trying to train myself to be, I guess, conform to the standards. I don't know. Let's see. All right. See, Derek C. Williams says, I saw that interview years ago. Yes, AJ and LF of the NOI. Nice. He says, Derek C. Williams says, deplatformed, outrageous. Well, I mean, yeah, it is. And I don't, and I think you spoke to something pretty important. Like we talked about, as long as this platform is available, of course, I will support as many people as I can. But I will tell you, just in this week, that I've noticed, I don't know if it's because the traffic is up on YouTube, but I know many of my notifications are not coming. I'm getting notifications to me, which I would think are secondary kind of notifications rather than some of the main ones. And I'm kind of behind on some things because it's just not coming in, or I'm even plowing through information on, I'm plowing through a whole bunch of posts or, notifications that I would rather not be at the top. Okay. So Spirit of Liberty says, also have America freedom to fascism posted as well. Okay. So I do believe that, this is, we're being censored. And I do believe that there's also a disclaimer from YouTube itself that that they would have, I guess, maybe more of a automated or a computerized monitoring of what we're posting, because they've sent their people home due to the pandemic. So some things, I guess, are being yanked down, or some things I guess are not surviving at all. So I'm lucky that I guess I've survived what's here so far. So Aaron Russo, rest in peace. Yeah, well, I have to, looks like I have a lot of discoveries and readings to do. Like I said, this particular stream, I think mostly, well, let me just give you a few pieces from this. Now, this article comes from, this is not my vetted source, but I don't mind reading other things, but I usually try to compare as many as I can when I don't use a vetted source. But for instance, there is in this I think in this new bill that's on the floor, it empowers the newly proposed Pandemic Aid Oversight Panel to collect data on, quote, employee demographics, end quote, quote, supplier diversity, end quote, pay equity, end quote, and corporate board diversity, end quote, for any organization that receives federal funds in connection with the pandemic. What do you guys think about that? I mean, let's see, I'm going to put this here. Derek, yes, sir. So there again, from what I can tell, it's another, it's more identity politics, or it's just like, what is this search? What is this equity stuff? Why can't we just choose people for when they're qualified? The most qualified person can move forward. Or hang on, just saying. I'm just glad I got a comment and it's delayed. Okay, very good documentary, America, Freedom to Fascism. I'm going to look that one up. I'm going to look both of these up. Because I don't really follow. I think, I don't know. Maybe IW, is it Info Wars? I guess is that discontinued, or I think it's on an independent. Maybe it's just on an independent platform now, because I don't see it. I'm not seeing as much or as many people. There's a couple of people that I know that were associated, but I don't even think they're still hanging on anymore. I'm not sure what's happening with AJ's show and that whole thing. Let's see. I haven't seen much from Liberty Hangout in a while. Does anybody else here follow Liberty Hangout? That might be, I mean, I did hear once upon a time about, some channels getting scrubbed. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but I was just wondering if you guys follow that show. Yeah, so let me go into another. So basically, you're going to be, I guess, I mean, if you're not the right background, I guess they're collecting data to see if you're the right, and this is going to sound really ridiculous, the right color, they're supplying the right diversity. Yeah, I tell you, and they're delaying this bill for this. Let's see. It's just the speaker's quote relief end quote proposal makes early voting available in all 50 states. It mandates that each state must allow same-day voter registration. It has an entire section titled, quote, federal employee and collective bargaining and official time, end quote, referring to taxpayer-funded unions. It requires that airlines fully offset their carbon emissions. It contains new rules for improving, quote, consumer information regarding release of greenhouse gases from flights. Yikes. So I'm just thinking, and for everything to me, if any of this were to pass, to me, it's going to be another suppressor of the economy, because they cannot reinvent and redo these aircraft, the planes and everything, just to fit and appease, the left and their agenda. It's also, I mean, to me, if they had to do that, I mean, I guess maybe they could raise the prices of air travel, or I don't know how they would make up or how they would manage that, or there would just be, fewer flights, or, I mean, that's a huge demand, whether you're, in the aviation or not. Let's see. Oh, I'm a little behind there. Sorry about that. Just missed one. Okay. Now I'm just getting these guys. Sorry. Wait, I'm going to catch up right now. So it says, Derek C. Williams says, people are afraid to say the C word, not cancer, but YouTube CEO said, go away and make your videos. I read our press release live a week ago. All right. Interesting. Okay. He says, oops, go ahead and make them. The Spirit of Liberty says, I have an honest question. What is it like living in the communist state of California? Do you plan to leave for more freer pastures? That's a good question, Spirit of Liberty. I will be honest, I've left a few times. And I don't know. I have some ideas, but there's a lot of factors going on. There's a few factors going on right now. So I'm not really prepared to draw it down in the way I would normally, but there'll be some development. Derek C. Williams says, government is designed to sputter and then grind to a halt. Yes. Spirit of Liberty, I have them posted on my channel. Very nice. I will certainly check them out. Good deal. Spirit of Liberty 1775. Her and Justin just got married, so I'd imagine they're on hiatus. Okay, this is not familiar with that one host. Okay, I have research to do. Hi guys, showing love. Hi Rainy Zion. Thank you. Welcome in. It's Rainy Zion. I appreciate the thumbs up, Rainy Zion. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. That airline fuel emission stuff is complete. It's complete B. Why you ask? Okay. There's a shout out there. Yeah, it's yeah, it's just a lot of things. I mean, if you guys, I've posted, I think I've posted the Green New Deal somewhere in one of my videos, but that particular video that's a huge document as well. I mean, what do we had? The USMCA, everything to me is just extending more components of the Green New Deal. The USMCA had a lot of this language, a lot of protections for whether you want to call it illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, a lot of protections, a lot of social identity, social, groups, LGBT community protections. Yeah, just a lot. It's every document is starting to look like it's just add-ons. Because to me, every time they make a policy or a law, it's like basically you negate something else, or you undo something else, or you start infringing on somebody else's right. So to me, they just keep doing more and more stuff, more and more additions on these bills. I've done to you, dear. Thanks so much, JN Vlog. Thank you for coming in. You're welcome. Thank you so much. And it should have read, quote, complete BS, end quote, lol. Autocorrect is a nightmare. That's funny you bring up autocorrect, because it seems like autocorrect is doing way worse than ever before. It doesn't even come anywhere close to what you're actually trying to type. It used to be, you could do something and it would maybe even give you a few choices as to what are you trying to say. But now they just get it completely wrong. And your whole message could end up being wrong, just the wrong message. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. But yeah, so what I was saying was we've had, I think, the Green New Deal, the USMCA, this stimulus bill. Like I said, every time they come up with a bill, it pretty much looks like they're setting it up for, they're adding more and more of the Green New Deal to every package that comes up. And I don't know, and I'm not sure that there's not another bill that they're going to try to push through before this election happens. Did anybody else hear anything? What is it? Are we being projected maybe somewhere like around the 12th that, that maybe the restrictions or the quarantine might be lifted? I don't have an actual document on that right now. Hold on just a second. So it's like New World Order autocorrect, whatever that means. This is Ho's good point. Autocorrect is not that at all. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's more frustrating than anything to deal with autocorrect. It slows things down for sure, because you have to correct the autocorrect. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get something in here from Spirit of Liberty 1775. The reason airline emissions is BS is primarily because airlines have already been adopting, quote, sustainable aircraft fuel, or SAF. When you get a chance, research it. Oh, I'm sure that's correct. Because they've actually reduced. I'm told that many of the larger carriers have actually reduced, or they've invested money in the reduction of the emissions, and they've kind of been, touting that, and they've been proud of the changes that they've made. So I don't know, but it's I just think the regulations, it's going to suppress the economy. That, to me, it's my idea that I think they intentionally want to crash and bankrupt the country. I mean, we've been bankrupt, this would be like a fourth time, maybe. And then, I mean, I think psychologically, many people are ripe for the taking. So all you need is an actual collapse. They're aiming for us. This at Black Spring Autumn done to you, dear. Thank you so much, JN Vlog. I appreciate you for coming in. Hope you're having a good day. And I will see you around for sure. I'll be visiting your page soon. And Rainy Zion says, I'm just here listening. Thank you for coming in. Here we go. Derek C. Williams. Trump said Easter. So many conflicting times, but knowing people and their habits, they'll grow tired in reality TV, the couch, and the children. Only a matter of time. Well, you know what? Here's another thing I thought. I don't have any children and I'm not married. So I just finally thought about this whole, the toilet paper thing. Well, I'm thinking, whether you have 1, 2, 3 people at home, and whether they're kids or not, the more people that are actually spending time at home, I would imagine that your need for toilet paper would probably rise. I can't remember back that far, but it seems like some people use heavy toilet paper heavier than others. I know this is a trivial thing to bring up, but it just kind of occurred to me with all the kids, basically with summer starting early, if you will, for most kids. They're spending more time at the house, and also people are I'm sure they're eating more. So I found a 4-pack of toilet paper yesterday, and I actually bought it. I actually bought that 4-pack, but I think underneath there was like a huge economy size pack that I think somebody that had a family was needed. So, I guess you just have to find out where that toilet paper hot spots are in an area near you. So yeah, I don't know. Does anybody want to hop on? Does anybody have anything I think I posted that link earlier. It's in here somewhere. But if you want to post it, if you want to hop on, then I can plug it in again. Also, is anybody else? I'm also kind of doing, I guess, can I say staffing mods, I guess. I started like a little bit of a recruitment yesterday. If anybody's interested in this stream, you can just hit 1 and I will add you to the list from yesterday. Rainy Zion. Okay, I don't know if you want me to share that one, but Maybe I will. I don't know. You give me the thumbs up and I'll do it, but that's kind of funny. So, yeah, but yeah, if you're interested in doing, if you're interested in enlisting as a mod, then I will certainly add you to the camp there. Let's see, what else do I want to pull out of here? Also, it's like I'm trying to figure out. Does anybody know what the what is the postal? There's a postal office kind of a bailout. There's a postal office component in this, as well as a migration and refugee assistance to address hardships affecting illegal aliens. Does that sound like a mouthful? Oh, okay. You know, I think Spirit, you might be already. I think you might be already, but I'll plug it in for sure. Let's see. All right, so the Spirit, and then who else we have? Let's see, your choice. If you'd like to recruit me, feel free to fill me out as a content creator before you decide. Okay. Thanks so much, Derek C. Williams. Thank you, Spirit. But yeah, but see here again, like, okay, there were the Migration Compact at the end of 2018. President Trump did not sign that document. And I think it was due by December of 18, because the UN wants free and how did they coin it? They want free and regular migration. Okay. And that there's no mention of who's picking up the tab, by the way. That was and to me, that was almost the Democrats, their response to him not signing it was what we had, the surge that we had at the border back around that time. Actually, it was in that, it was funny, just before it came due, we were surging in like October, November of 18, and the Migration Compact was due in December. And the US did not sign the document. So let me just add this here. Okay. I'm not behind. Okay, so I'm caught up at least on the stream here. So yeah, so that's the whole thing about, the with open borders. I think the open borders, or the do nothing, the inactivity, or the well, maybe people might think of as passive aggressive approach from Congress on one side of the aisle was, to me, them saying, no, we're going to keep these borders open. Or, at least that we're not going to do anything about the language. We're not going to close any loopholes. We're just going to let people keep coming through, however they're coming through. But of course, the media had their time conflating and carrying on about that. But by the way, that's inside of the bill. So I don't really know what. Hopefully, that's not going to get passed. So that pretty much brings. It's just basically, this stream is basically kind of an update on what's been proposed so far. I don't have any idea what else could come out of this. I really don't. Let's see. Do we have anything else here? Does anybody else have anything else? Does anybody have anything else on the current? Because I think we're up to a $6 trillion proposal, but it's got to go through. It's got to go through Pelosi again. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to close out this stream. And like I said, if anybody else has any questions or wants to jump on, you are welcome to do so within the next 5 minutes before I close out. But shout out to everyone that joined me on this stream. That includes Derek C. Williams. Please check out his channel, his platform. You won't be disappointed. You can check out Spirit of Liberty 1775. Check out Rainy Zion. J Ann Vlog. Shout out to you. Let's see, who else do we have? I know we had Theology Forums with Killer Will. That's definitely a solid YouTube community and a great platform. Let's see. I know we had some people earlier. Try not to leave anybody out before I close this one out. And I will do my FEMA region homework, Region 9. Let's see. Triple Darkness, the Most Hated was here. Shout out to you if you're still here. Triple Darkness, the Most Hated. And Chrysler Imperial H, if you're still here. And Nikki. So thanks so much for everybody that came on today. Let's see who else we have. Let's see. Yes, Theology Forums. You are certainly in the let's see, sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me get back to where I was. Theology Forums. Let's see. All right, so I have, for me, this will create hyperinflation. Correct, host? I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think there's a lot of factors that I'm probably not. There's probably some factors that I'm not familiar with, but I do think it's going to be. I think things are going to be. Inflation, yes, I certainly agree with that. I'm sure I'll dig into a few things. I'm sure I'm thinking even from the airline industry for sure. So they have to keep printing up money, devaluing the circulating supply out now. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like, to me, if they're really like a huge bailout, I don't know what would it go. I think it could go above the 6 trillion. I think, but if it's going to be filled with the pork and barrel stuff, it's not going to be a true bailout. Because the direct payments, I think that the direct payments are still the same, and yeah, the direct payments I think are still the same, but everything else in there is just swelling like. It's just to me, it's like somebody is kind of like booking some security somewhere. Spirit of Liberty. We certainly will not be getting a tax return next year. Oh yeah. I know, it's just, it is. It's just, I'm just saying, this is just more. I mean, I know we need I think we do need a stimulus, but I don't know. I think it's getting beyond that, is, the danger in it. I mean, what the Green New Deal is $93 trillion. And what we already have a $23 trillion debt. So, yeah, there's a lot. I think, I even think that when people go back to work, I think it's going to be depending on when we get back to work. The companies might be slower in, in bringing people back, whether you got 10,000 people that actually were laid off or people voluntary, whatever. It's just going to be more difficult to, the stability and the recovery So I think it'll probably take, I don't know if it's probably going to take the rest of the year at least. I just don't know. I think a lot of people want things to fail. I think they want this economy to tank for sure. But I will certainly be keeping an eye on it. It's just that they're rallying so much. I would just rather see as I think, what was it, Chrysler Imperial, maybe it meets that mentioned it earlier. Maybe this bill is it's gonna end up dying, or I don't know. I have no idea where we are. I think at around noon, I think. So I guess they're getting close to the next phase of this is I guess going to come to pass shortly. So, but I do thank everybody for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn, and I thank you so much again for tuning in, and a shout out to everybody that came in at this time. And I will see you on the next stream or the next video. So take care and continue to wash your hands. I'll see you next time.